crazy out here, y'all. Stay focused. Let's go, KD. Take a look around you, look to find your way, babe. Yeah, take a look around you, look to find your way, babe. Yeah, I talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Hey, you the one that say that. You and me go way back. When this whole thing over, I'ma send my invoice payday. You don't wanna say that. You don't want this payback. I keep my composure. This my kingdom, nigga. Stay back. We had a couple of moments. You had a choice, nigga, on it. Your real colors, they showing. I'm real, nigga. I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound, just vibe with it. Same truth, and we die with it. I see it like it's an optical. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music of me to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All the young niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think what you had. Stop looking at trends. You wearing your eyes like it's topical. Clearly now, the pain is gone. The fame is on, and they play my song. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. New era, I got y'all. Real game, we pop off, no knockoffs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines, we find out. End game getting real near. If you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hide behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
This is not about freedom. I'll use my power to get them out of the way. Come on. I got hairy legs.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole fucking normal.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, testing, testing. Testicles, testing, testicles, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 2284 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pincast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and yo hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2 Flexing on all you beasts.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
How we doing, fam? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Red, White, and Swole Sunday Fun Day Q and Anus. Lots of questions today. Lots of questions today. We got a lot from Instagram. Let's get those going in the comments down below. If you have a question, drop it with the hashtag AskPapaSwolio. For those of you that are saying happy birthday, indeed, it is Papa Swolio's birthday. Golf clap time. Thank you so much. Far too kind. If I do say so myself. Thank you very much for all the birthday wishes. I am a little bit older and a little bit swoller. And, yeah, here's to many more years of sick fucking gains. Thank you all for being here. I will use this opportunity for a shameless plug. Reminder, this week only, we got a birthday sale going on. So if you're ready to go unlimited, check us out, swolenormousx.com/birthday. That's swolenormousx.com/birthday, and check out those savings if you're ready to go unlimited. I took my age and I pass it on to you. So go and give that a look-see if you are ready to upgrade your memberships. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Elif. Let's see, Tobias. How we doing? Josh, Tyler, Pimp John Paul II. My God, Pimp John Paul. Man, that's fucking ballin'. Sleepy Ninja, Cerny, Kim, not Batman's Robin. What up? Slam, how we doing? Megan, Zane, thank you so much, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Far too kind. Reminder, tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern time, we have our accountability meeting. And that's going to go down at 12 noon. So for members, or if you're not yet a member, now's the time to join. swolenormousx.com/birthday for those awesome unlimited specials. Or you can just go to the regular site and join the fam. There's a lot of different membership options over there as well. So tomorrow, 12 noon, we have brand new releases. Trust me, it's going to be fire. You don't want to miss out on any of that. And of course, we have some awesome stuff coming up this week. We got roundtable action. We got overtime action. We got a lot of action. So this week is going to be huge, and we'll talk all about it tomorrow at 12 noon. And someone else mentioned in the live chat that we have, Josh says the final countdown to P3S4. Let's fucking go. Who's ready for P3S4? People, we got the 4th release of Papa Swolio's signature series, and that's a mystery drop that goes available on episode 2300. So every 100 episodes, we have a special launch for 24 hours only. So don't miss out on any of that. Of course, I will give you all the details. There's plenty of time for me to promote it, for us to talk about it. That's 16 days away. So for the next 2 weeks, you are going to get absolutely ear-fucked about Papa Swolio's signature series, about P3S4, and I'm really stoked for that. So that's going down episode 2300. It's available for 24 hours. And I will give you all the links and the information so you can jump all over that. So, round of applause. Ooh, a Swole card for me? For me? Oh, for me? Do I win today's Swole card? Maybe I do. All right, without further ado, let's get into today's nut. Let's get those questions going because we're here for a good time, but not for a long time. I'm going to go outside and get some sun on my nips. So let's say hi to Rufus, a Tainty Man. Aww. How we doing, Tainty Man? You're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. Say hi to everyone. Everyone, say hi to Rufus. Good boy. Yeah, you're so cute. Everyone thinks you're cute. All right, let's get into Tessie and bust this nut wide open. A little America today, fam.
Fuck yeah!
Nailed it. Put some respect on it. Yas beaches. Get that respect. right, hashtag today. I was going to put 39 years of Swole. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like 39 years of fucking gains. I felt like the word gains today. That was it. That was the word. That's what came out. I don't overthink some of these Swole cards. Sometimes it just gets on the card. The card writes itself. It's kind of like Harry Potter, where I take out the card and I look at it. I close my eyes. It's like a Ouija board. It's like a Ouija card. I'll take out the card. I'll take the marker. I close my eyes. Bam. And it's there. So it is what it is. 39 years of gains. And let me tell you, another year older, another year swoller. That's what we do. So hashtag 39 years of gains in the comments for a chance to win today's Swole card. Tessie is back in Candyland and looking sexy like a snack. Let's get into the questions today. Let's get a little Tainty Man in the meantime. Oh, look at that Tainty Man. Oh, you look so good. You look so good. You look so cute. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Good boy. Any questions for Rufus, you could drop that in the comments. All right, hashtag Ask Papa Swolio for a chance to be featured. You will be featured. We will answer your questions. We will slander you and make fun of you as well. All in good fun. Maybe. If I feel like it. I feel like it. All right, let's get into the first question. Let's get some more gorillas. Come on now.
He's on fire!
I didn't even heat up today. I'm just on fire. Woke up just burning. All right, Hemand Shukmar, 69. Nice. How to cure chest imbalance. How to cure chest imbalance. I think it depends on why you have a chest imbalance. Oftentimes, it is because you have postural distortions and your form is compromised, so the muscles don't get activated properly. I would recommend working on your posterior rotator cuff, your rhomboids, making sure that you have full range of motion in your shoulder girdle and your shoulder joint, and focus more on free weight exercises, going full range of motion, practicing yoga. Really get, like, deep push-ups are a great way to mobilize the shoulder girdle and the shoulder joint. So I would get into that. It's really hard with a Instagram question like that. That's vague. Tyler, what are your thoughts on the Alex Jones situation? What situation? The Sandy Hook, he admitted that like 7 years ago. This is just, they're just trying to dig this shit up because of the midterms. It really is. It's really like a circus. It's really a circus. It's stuff that hits in the headlines just to drum up because it's related to he was there January 6th. So they're really just trying to bring anything they can into the news. That's how I look at it. In terms of the damages, whenever people get awarded damages, doesn't mean that's what they get paid, because there's all different ways to get around it. You might not pay that, and then you get ordered a fine. A lot of times they say, hey, you have to pay X amount of millions of dollars. You don't pay, then you get a court fine. And and that's a lot less. I don't know. It depends. It depends. Who knows? Who cares? Really, who cares? Doesn't matter. Jason Trinder. Those are just some initial thoughts off the top of my head, but it is what it is. It's not my life. It's not my personal concern. It really doesn't affect anything that's going on in the world. It's really not important. Jason, have you ever needed an extra active rest day? Yeah. Yeah. It's that simple. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And guess what I do? I take it. That's why you train every day. That's why with the 7 pillars, training is every day. It's not whether you feel like it. No days off. Train every single day, but the training might look different. Doesn't mean you have to go super heavy. It just means that you are putting in the work. It could be more mobility. It could be a yoga class. It could be something like that. So adjust your training and stay consistent. And again, I'm not a lawyer, and it's just, I don't know all the details. I don't know all the details. I just know I don't care. Maybe something around that or something related to that will come into my field of knowledge that would lead me to care or think that it really matters. But they're trying to railroad him, essentially. Let's see. Cerny, what are you doing for Papa's birthday? I am going to go outside, get some sun on my nips. I'm going to play with the dogs. I'm going to eat some steak. I'm just going to chill. Going to chill. Another wonderful day in the Swole hole. Another wonderful day. It seems like it's going to be nice. It just poured. It's kind of going to be raining like intermittently, but it seems like it's going to be a pretty nice day. I've been outside all morning. Ian Wah 124. What can I eat to get stronger? Eat a dick. Eat a
Because
I don't
believe you people. What do you mean, you people?
What can I eat to get stronger? I recommend beef. I recommend steak and organ meats, beef liver, heart. You can eat whatever you want. It's not going to automatically make you stronger. You got to train too. So eat real food. Check out our content, the elimination diet. Eat some steak, eat some ground beef, get some grass-fed meat, get some grass-fed organs, and lift heavy, lift hard, train hard. Let's see. Abhi 56. Abhi 56. How do I recover from knee pain due to heavy lifts? Well, knee pain can come from a bunch of different things, but I recommend one, if you're a member. So for those of you that are already members of the Swole fam over at Swolenormous X, make sure you check out the masterclass section for ankle, knee, and hip mobility. So recovering from knee pain, again, it depends on why you have, if it's just heavy lifts, maybe you have some sort of lingering issue. I would recommend doing some of the basics. I would recommend getting into some reverse sled. So reverse sled pulls, do that. Start off lightweight, do it frequently, walking backwards with a sled. You could push a sled too, but pulling is very important. I do it almost every single day. Those are excellent. And there's other mobility drills like step downs, deep squats, yogi squats. Working on your ankle mobility is very important. A lot of people don't address ankle mobility or hip mobility when it comes to the knee. But if you have knee pain, issues at the hip is going to translate down to the knee and the ankle, and issues at the ankle is going to translate up to the knee and the hip. So you have to make sure that the points of contact with the ground and above and below those joints that you have, because you have muscles that cross the ankle joint and the knee joint, and you have muscles that cross the hip joint and the knee joint. So it's all related. It's all interconnected. And if you have muscle imbalances, if you have tight muscles, weak muscles, if you have all sorts of different dynamic postural problems, you are going to, and static, you're just going to have a lot of issues over time. And sometimes these things are slight imbalances or might be perceived to be slight imbalances, but it's because of repetitive movement, like sitting down, or lack of movement, doing something over and over again. You create these imbalances and can wear and cause pain and shearing and discomfort and inflammation over time. So there's a lot of good exercises, lots of good exercises. I do things like Nordic curls. I do reverse Nordics, which are great for stretching for the knees and for the hips. There's a lot of great movements. Number one, I would say the number one thing that you can do, the number one thing that you should do, and that everyone can do. Not everyone, I mean, everyone can do all these exercises. You just have to modify it. But the number one thing that you don't need to be like, hey, what's my form? And it's super easy. You take a sled, you put like a 25-pound plate on it, or a 45 if you're outside on grass. If you're inside, maybe a little bit more. You just walk backwards. It's just great. It's just great for working the weakest type of contraction for the quadriceps. So it works the concentric over and over again. It's the same thing that I say with the steel club when you do underhand circles. Underhand circles, it's only working. You get that concentric over and over again with the triceps, but no eccentric. And it's great for building up the joint and the integrity of the elbow. Eli Booth, Papa Swolio, why do people say they don't have time to work out? I'm on vacation for my 16th birthday on the beach. I'm still able to make time. Well, a lot of people make excuses for a lot of things that they don't really want to do, that are inconvenient. And it's easier to say that they don't have time than actually fucking do it. Shut the fuck up, do it, and build that discipline. You're also 16, so you don't have, for most 16-year-olds, don't have anywhere near the responsibility or the habit formation. So for example, you have 16 years, let's say once you're able to really remember things, let's say 12 years or so of actual habit forming, you're just coming into being like a full-blown human being. adult. You're getting into your adult years. So you don't have the same type of poor habit layers of sediment. So when you get older, you're 20, 30, 40, 50, you have a lot more years of bad habits, and those bad habits have compounded with more manifestations in terms of physical and mental stress, over time. So as you go through more life, you'll have more, it's like adding more twine or Christmas lights to a box. As you get older, if you don't take care of this shit, if you don't address the 7 pillars as you get older, it's like literally taking out a ball of Christmas lights, throwing another ball in, and just messing it up and then throwing it in a box. So of course that ball is going to get more and more twisted up and more fucked up over time. So make sure you take that box out, organize the shit, use some zip ties, take care of it. Use some twisty ties. There's a little tainty man here.
Aww. Emotional damage.
Emotional damage because he's so fucking cute. You get emotional damage because he's fucking adorable. All right, 39 years of gains. Drop that hashtag in the comments down below. Get a little more tainty man. Let's see if I can adjust this. All right, is that better? Still getting some weird. Let's see if I can. Might be the lighting. Yeah, that is the issue. Okay. Sweet. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see here. Errol, Papa Swolio, are rows enough for a decent back? Love from Turkey. Thank you so much. Eat beef, don't eat turkey. Come on, get it? Get it? Thank you. I'll be here all week. Tomorrow the episode's private, but literally every day, Daily Swole. Are rows enough for a decent back? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes because you said a couple key words. Are rows enough for a decent back? I think rows are great. They're great for a great back. They're great for a decent back. Everyone's going to react differently. There's also different types of rows. So you can get a lot out of the simple rowing approach. You could do barbell rows from different angles. You can do T-bar rows. There's a lot of different types of rows. Essentially, even a pull-up is a row. It's just from a very high position. So it depends on what, it's all about the angles. The back is most muscles are about the angles. Where the muscle is, if you're starting from a shortened position, a lengthened position, a neutral position, where the stress starts, where the muscle at that length, where the impact is the greatest and the weakest. So that's all it is. Like lying side deltoid raises, like on a low incline, is a great exercise. It's heaviest at the bottom, lightest at the top. When you're standing up straight, it's heaviest at the lightest at the bottom and heaviest at the top. So there's different approaches to training these muscles. So if you have lacking areas like your lats and width of that sort, then you probably just have to change up the angles and change up some certain grip positions. So there's definitely certain angles that will hit different areas of the back because there's a lot of muscles that make up the back. It's not just your back. You have muscles in the back, like you have the posterior rotator cuff that's deep. You have the teres major. You have the lats. You have the rhomboids, the middle and lower traps. Rhomboids are deep, but the middle and lower traps are on top. Of course, you have the upper trapezius as well, but then you have spinal erectors. You have all these deep muscles too, and a lot of them are large and require certain angles. So rows can definitely be, quote unquote, enough for a decent back, but why aim for a decent back? You should be aiming for an amazing back. Pimp John Paul II. Love it. Do you go to a chiropractor or massage therapist from time to time? I haven't in a long time. I've never been to a chiro. I have no plans on going to a chiropractor. Quite the opposite. I probably will avoid them. Massage therapist. I've done massage. I do like massage. I just don't go regularly, but I think it can be very good. It's a kind of thing that's not really once in a while isn't really going to do it. You want to be doing it regularly because if you don't go to a massage and you want to get a deep massages should not be relaxing. They're going to be painful. If you're actually getting the benefit from them, you're going to be getting deep in. It's going to be excruciating in many cases. And if you don't go often, you're going to be locked up. You're going to be really tense. You're going to be really resistant to it. If you go more frequently, you're used to that kind of stimuli. You're able to relax into it. It's like the first time you foam roll. It's very, very challenging. Your body doesn't know what to do. It's really stressed out and everything is new and it's really locking up. And yet you kind of have to get a little bit more consistent with it in order to get the benefits from those types of things. Speed Kills 119. Papa Swolio, 24-hour Valor Challenge completed yesterday. Completely wrecked. Thoughts on... What is that? Thoughts on recovery? Anything different than a normal recovery? I have no idea what that is. Sounds like 24 hours. Sounds like a lot of work. Thoughts on recovery? Yeah, it's essential. Recovery is what's going to determine whether or not you have a successful next workout. Most people aren't overtraining, they under-recover. So if your intensity is, and you do a ton of volume, you need more recovery. So obviously that kind of training on a regular basis won't be able to be maintained. You would injure yourself, you would destroy yourself because of the workload, you're not able to recover for that every day, for example, or every week or every 3 days. So depending on the intensity of your training, your recovery has to match. Focus on your programming should be focused on recovery. Everything in your life should be focused on recovery, and that's the base. That's the foundation. Don't train and then, training's not the foundation. The recovery is the base. So any good program is focused on recovery, and then, okay, if my recovery is on point, how can I improve the overload to the point where I am giving myself, so it's ample stimulus with proper programming in order to facilitate that recovery. Because you don't make gains in the gym. You really don't. You make gains outside. You make gains not in the kitchen. You make gains when you're fucking sleeping. You make gains all the time. Eating is important. Sure, sleeping is important. Lowering stress is important. But that's what gets you results. In the gym, when you're training, you get a sick pump, you get a transient pump, but you're not building muscle in the moment. You're actually breaking it down and causing stress. You build when you're eating, when you're sleeping, when you're showering, when you're shitting, when you're not in the gym, when you're not training. You grow when you grow when you're not training. Hashtag 39 years of gains to win this amazing Swole card. A little tainty reprieve. There's a tainty man. Very tainty, very cute, very stinky. He's a stinky, tainty man. Kim, Papa Swolio, what is a proper cool down in your opinion? Is cool down and stretching after workout necessary? I think necessary is a relative term. I can't say I really do much of I don't do much of a cool down. I'm just being honest. I don't do a ton of a cool down. It's really kind of like a tapering off at the end of my workout. So for example, if you're training super hard, like boom, 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 I don't know, just fucking crushing it. You're peaking and then you just, okay, that's my workout. Then you want to bring it down. You could just go on a treadmill, go for a walk. You can do a little bit of light mobility. That's fine. Like a Swollen 7 is great, but I usually kind of taper off at the end. So I'll hit my peak and then I'll kind of finish off with maybe some other body parts, some accessory stuff, maybe a little mobility. So you don't need much for a cool down. Depends on what you're doing. The bottom line is, as you want to warm up, you want to bring yourself up to that point where you can fucking crush your workout. If you're high at the end, you just want to bring it down. So you want to bring down the stress, the overload. You want to bring down the stimulus. So that can happen kind of like as a taper, or if you're doing some sort of, some people do these like high intensity, you're out of breath, you're exhausted, you push yourself. It's a good idea to like let your body off ramp. You don't want to just move like crazy and then just stop. It's good to kind of at least cool off. So I would mix that up. I don't necessarily recommend doing some deep static stretching right after, but I would recommend something like a Swollen 7 mobility is great. Like just some slight movements and, getting your body, allowing the blood to recirculate, helping venous return, allow your body to gradually shift back into like parasympathetic mode, bring down the stress, bring down the stimulus. Cerny. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry.
Make me happy.
I wasn't asking about what you were doing today. I was asking Rufus. You didn't notice the hashtag ARS. Man, I guess you are getting old. All right. Well, Cerny, you can
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, there's that too. ARS. Well, sorry, I didn't. Fucking. I'll tell you what, he's doing what I'm doing today. You're asking the fucking dog what he's doing? He's doing what I'm doing. All right? Whatever the fuck I'm doing, he's doing. Fucking bullshit. What's the dog doing today? Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. Thank you, TP. Happy birthday, Papa Swolio. Thank you so much, dude. All right, Rihanna, Papa Swolio, how do I improve my deep sleep at night outside of magnesium and staying away from tech? I get off work at 8 p.m. Job makes me stare at a screen. So improve my deep sleep at night outside magnesium. I get off of work at 8. Okay, well, what time are you trying to go to sleep? So generally you want to get off screens 2 hours before sleep. Are you able to wear, I would recommend getting some blue blocking glasses. That way when you're staring at a screen, what kind of computer are you at work? Are you able, is it a computer that you can use? Can you customize some things? Because here's what I use on a Mac. I don't know what it's like if you're using PC. I'm sure there's plenty of apps for it. I know Macs have night mode, blah, blah. It's kind of bullshit. You're still getting a lot of blue light. I have this app called Iris. If you have a Mac, I recommend it. You can go complete red. You can go complete black. It's red. And I have that for my laptop. Also, I would recommend on a Mac, and we talked about this too. If you have a Mac, if you have an iPhone, and on Android too, we talked about it. You can make it black and white. That's great too. But you want to cut out the blue light. So I would recommend getting some blue blocking glasses. And you could also put those on. It would relax your face. It's going to relax your eyes during the day as well. But also, once you get off, you can also put them on later on in the evening. That way it relaxes your eyes before you leave. And it depends also what type of magnesium you're taking, making sure you're not eating right before bed. So if you get off work at 8, what time are you going to sleep? Are you eating once you get home? You really don't want to eat right before bed. So you want to keep that very, very light. If anything, maybe you could eat earlier at work, or I don't know when your break is. Maybe you can adjust that or play around with it. Deep sleep at night. You could take a relaxing shower, sauna, something like that. Yoga, meditation, reading before bed is great. What else? Blackout curtains, blackout room, completely blacked out. No phones at home. No like lights on in the bedroom. No phones in the bedroom. Get out the Wi-Fi. No Wi-Fi in the bedroom. Minimize electronics and all that stuff. Black room, cold. Different options there. Just some thoughts. Maybe you can follow up. Good question. Alex, happy birthday, Papa. Do you like comedy? I do. Do you like Andrew Schultz or Tim Dillon or the podcast? I haven't listened to Tim Dillon's podcast. I don't listen to like comedy podcasts, really. I don't listen to comedy podcasts because I'll see some clips and stuff, but Andrew Schultz, if you haven't seen his new special, was it Undisputed or Infamous? It's fucking great. I don't know if it's still available. I think it was a limited time, but it's a great special. Andrew Schultz is fantastic. I love his sense of humor. I like people who say what they want to say and don't give a fuck. He's great. Tim Dillon, he's funny. I've only heard him or seen him on Rogan. I know he has I don't listen to his podcast though. I just don't want to listen to the comedy podcasts. I don't find interesting. The only stuff I would listen to that is if I listen to a Joe Rogan podcast. But aside from that, I listen to other podcasts that are more informational. Not that there's not information on those, but I don't want to sit around and just listen to, I don't know. A lot of times I just don't give a shit when people are just trying to be funny on a podcast. It can get annoying when you have people just trying to get like the next joke in. A lot of people just have to be funny every time they talk. They're just compulsively trying to be funny every time they speak, except for like Mark Norman. He's just fucking hysterical. But I don't listen to the comedy podcast, but I do like stand up. Nothing like comedy. Some other good, amazing, aside from the legends. Let's see. Whoa, God, I can't believe I'm blanking. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let's see. I don't know if I could pull up some of these videos. Is there a video here to have? No, I thought I saved that to my computer. Yeah, comedy's awesome. Comedy. Tyler, Papa Swolio, do you need beef liver every day? I like to get 4 ounces once a week, but starting to do 1.5 ounce every day. Is that totally okay to do too? I would recommend less more often. If you're going to have liver, instead of 4 ounces once a week, in my opinion, it's not enough. So 1.5 ounces every day. Yeah. I mean, you could do a couple ounces a day. No problem. Yeah. So you can have it less frequently, but I personally feel better if I have it more often. Jason, for your information, on day 10 of elimination, no pop or energy drinks, no fast food, making all my meals, working out every day. My joints are no longer hurting. I want to say thank you. Your program works. Well, that's fucking fantastic. I'm so stoked to hear it. Biceps and gorillas for Jason. Doesn't that feel amazing? That's more important to me than... I do love the transformations when you guys lose like fucking tons of weight, but when someone says they don't have pain, it's great to lose weight. And usually that's related. You lose weight, you lose inflammation, you're going to have less pain. But just knowing, because I used to have knee pain. I've had pain. I think pain is one of the most, it's just uncomfortable. The problem is a lot of people have pain they don't realize that they have. They're so used to having low levels of pain, they just don't even feel the pain anymore. Your body's just always in pain. You don't even realize you have pain. Let's see. Rihanna, I go to bed around midnight. Well, you can tighten that up too. That's probably an issue. What time do you go to sleep? And what time do you get up? So you can get to sleep a lot earlier. That'd be great. If you get off at 8, you could probably get in bed around 10 and you'll get better sleep too. And I use blue blocking glasses and dark mode, but I can't do much else on the iMac. It's a company configured thing. My own Mac I can customize, and I work from home, eat at 8. Well, honestly, here's another little hack. You can get one of those green filters, little plastic filters, and maybe put a little like Velcro, like glue a little Velcro on the sides and kind of hang it up on the monitor. Like, is that a problem? It might only be an issue if you have to see certain colors for things, but if it's just text and stuff, you can just boom, hang on. That's what we do with our Kindles. I have a Kindle, Mama Swole and I have those Kindle Oases, a Kindle Oasis, which is, Kindles are great. So the Oasis came out like a year or two ago, and I was like, oh, cool, we'll get, because she loves to read, I love to read, and we like to read in bed and turn off the light and then can't see at night. So we have the Kindle, and it's like, hey, there's a new mode where it can go orange or whatever. But I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these companies. It's a shitty... It doesn't do anything. It's a little bit orange. It's still bright as fuck. There's tons of blue light coming from it. So she got these little, we bought them on Amazon. She cut it and she took this little gel sticky rolly, I don't know, adhesive thing. And we put the little red plastic filter over the Kindle. So now it's always red, but it's awesome. So you can always do that. I am getting a steak cake today. Ribeyes for my face. Yeah, George Carlin's great. His earlier stuff is fantastic. Or his middle years stuff is great. It's awesome. Love Carlin. Was it Anthony Jeselnik is epic too. I like dark comedy. I like people that will say shit that you really shouldn't say. Or that the mainstream be like, oh my God, you shouldn't say that. Good. Fucking say it. Say it. Can't say it? Fuck you. I want to say it.
Say it.
Now I want to say it. Say it. I wake up around 7:30 to 8 a.m. with no alarm, and I'll look into the screen protector thing. Yeah, it's just that it's like those plastic. It's like what do you even call it? I even forget. It's the red little filter paper, but it's plastic. And just cut it for your screen and just kind of hang it on it. You might not be able to update that, but if you can see the text, boom, you have a red screen. Bingo. It's a delicious hack. Let's see. AR Lapointe. We'll take a couple more questions. Papa Swolio. Hey, Papa. Hello, Puppet. Hey, Papa, what's your thoughts on grass-fed beef liver pills? I think they are a great substitute. I won't say substitute. They are great if you don't have access to the real thing. So if you can, grass-fed beef liver, 100% over the pills. But if you only have access to the pills, then get the pills. Jennifer, thoughts on gum and xylitol? I haven't had gum in a long time. I think there's natural, like farmer's gum if you're chewing bee pollen or like the honeycomb. But I think like endless chewing, I think is not necessarily a good thing or can cause people problems. I don't know, a lot of tension and overuse in certain muscles. Like you shouldn't have to be chewing when you're not eating food. Xylitol artificial sweeteners. I'm not a fan of any of the artificial sweeteners. Some people love to put stevia or monk fruit and all this stuff. I think it's just a bastardized replacement for sugar addictions. So if you want something sweet, eat some fruit. Eat some fruit, right? Eat some fruit. You want something sweet? Have some honey, have some dates, have some fruit. I don't like any of those artificial sweeteners. And yeah, I just don't want to chew gum. A lot of the stuff you just don't want to have in your mouth anyway. And then, of course, so if you have like the fake or the shit gum, you're getting all the artificial sweeteners and flavorings and food colors and processing and stuff. But then if you get the natural gum, it's like, you don't want to chew it because it's fucking gross and it doesn't like last long. I've had those before. You have the natural gum and after like an hour or 30 minutes, it starts to like break down your mouth. You're like, it just tastes like bitter shithole. Yeah. Happy birthday, Shanzi. Thank you. Happy birthday. I'm 34. You give me more hope that I have a lot of time left to look good. Fucking A, let's go. I'm going to be the, instead of a silver fox, I'm going to be a swolver fox. I'm going to just have like fucking, I'm going to look like a jacked Kris Kringle. Be yoked. Yeah, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Age, where we're going, we don't need age. Well, Back to the Future reference. Where's my Mr. Strickland?
Mr. Strickland!
Let's do that. Swole Fox. Ooh. Swole Grandpa. Swolepa. The Bokeway. Tighten loose skin after weight loss, I'm assuming. On e.g. triceps, best tips for that. There's no magic tightening. If you have loose skin, chances are it's going to remain loose, unfortunately. If you lost a lot of weight quickly and you have a lot of stretched out skin, it's kind of going to be, it is what it is. We get this question a lot. I don't think there's any hack for excess skin. It's not something that your body, like maybe some fasting, maybe some things might help marginally, but if you have a lot of extra skin, it might not be something that comes back. But I would definitely look into your food intake, getting plenty of collagen, sunlight, organ meats, all those good things. And then maybe look into something, maybe fasting and certain things might help a little bit, I think it depends on the individual and depends on the situation, like how much weight you lost and how quote unquote bad it is. Don't forget too, building muscle helps with that. You need to add some mass there. So if you lost, in other words, you have a lot of fat takes a lot more volume than muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. So in terms of the volume, you need 3 times the volume of fat to match the mass of muscle tissue because of the density. So fill that up with muscle. Not that you would fill exactly that amount. It's hard to put on that much muscle, but you can definitely improve it dramatically. Rihanna, is there any thoughts on jaw tension hacks for someone with jaw clenching issues? I'm sure. I feel like I've heard something recently, but I didn't really retain it because it's not something that I deal with. They have mouth guards and stuff, so you're not like grinding your teeth. But what kind of magnesium are you consuming at night? There probably are some hacks. I don't recall the particulars. I feel like I had a piece of information for that at one time, but I don't. Anyone else has recommendations, you could drop that in the comments. Kashina, you and Foodie Beauty are the same age. Yeah, yet you look jacked and awesome and she looks well. We know. Yeah. But I mean, don't forget about her thyroid though.
Why don't you get the hell out of here before I snap your dick off and jam it into your ass?
Yeah, but her thyroid. Okay. Jensman 1337, losing fat, weight, and gaining muscles while being in a calorie deficit. Oh God, this question again. Losing fat and gaining muscle while being in a calorie deficit. Very unlikely. Very unlikely, not impossible. If you have a ton of fat to lose, a ton, you can probably build some muscle. I would focus on building muscle and you'll lose fat over time. You need to be in the fucking calorie deficit. And if you're anyone that's listening, if you think a calorie deficit is more important than the quality of the foods that you're eating, you've been misled. The calorie deficit will solve itself. You need to change your habits and make sure you're eating better food. If you're most people are severely malnutritioned and they're eating whatever, and most people are in a calorie surplus and they're not getting proper nutrition. They're not getting the micronutrients and they're in a calorie surplus. So they gain fat, they have inflammation, they have all these problems. If you're eating better more nutrient dense food, you're going to get full. You're going to reset your satiety mechanisms. Your body's actually going to feel full when you're full. It's going to solve that over caloric consumption. Plus you're getting more micronutrients. You're not getting the inflammation. You'll lose some fat weight. You'll lose some water retention from inflammation and all these other things, and get better sleep and all that stuff. So fuck the calorie deficit, focus on the food quality, and the calorie deficit matters, but it will, in the vast majority of cases, solve itself because you'll actually feel full when you don't eat food anymore. Let's see. LHW, Papa Swole, is there any food for making your milk production go up? Oh.
I'd be the luckiest guy alive if that did it for me.
I'm training and breastfeeding, and after I started lifting heavy, my milk production has been falling. Interesting. I don't know any foods. How about what are you eating? Are you consuming organ meats? Are you getting in red meat? How's your sleep? All this stuff. Any mothers? You can drop that in the comments. It's a good question. I don't have a good answer. Or maybe I did. I mean, look, I want to know what you're eating anyway, because that's important too, but not saying that like liver is going to help your milk production go up per se. Alex, Papa Swolio, how long have you been growing your hair? How long is it now? How long is it? I don't know. Long? I don't measure it. And are you going to go longer or just maintain it? Will you keep it long forever? Yeah, I mean, I get it cut. I don't care about it. I don't try to keep on growing it longer and longer. It's not convenient to have. I don't want hair down to like my fucking ankles. That's stupid. I don't want hair down to my ass. Like I can reach behind me and grab it pretty easily, but that's probably the length. Like I don't need hair to be longer and longer and longer. So will I keep it long forever? Yeah, I have no intention on cutting it. How long have I been growing my hair? I had longer hair when I was younger. I've had it grown out for 17 years or so. At various lengths. It's been like, I cut it. I donated my hair once, or I cut it shorter, but it's always been, once I got it long enough to, put it back in like a ponytail or like to get it out of my face, it's never been shorter than that. Sleepy Ninja, Papa Swole, I want to walk my dog daily, but I've had problems with people following me. Ooh, any safety tips so I can stop running to my neighbor's house to be safe? For fuck's sake, where do you live? Get a concealed carry. Get a concealed carry and make sure you also have a fixed blade on you. A lot of people go for a gun or concealed carry and they forget that knives don't have to be reloaded. So make sure you're protecting yourself. I've had problems. You might want to, what time do you walk your dog? That's pretty fucking crazy. What time do you walk your dog? Where do you live? Walk your dog with someone else. You have any people that you can walk your dog with? And like, you've had problems with people following you? What does that mean? Are you sure they're following you? Yeah, martial arts is great too. I mean, you want to make sure that, well, you don't want to get into that kind of close proximity of an issue, but that would help for sure. You could also, but I do think, right, martial arts will give you more confidence, but you also don't want to have a false sense of confidence. So don't do one of those like self-defense classes and be like, whoa, 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 if I grab your finger, yeah, like those bullshit McDonald's martial arts. So actual martial arts can give you more confidence, but you don't want to, it'll give you proper confidence. Not gonna be like, well, I know martial arts now. Hoo-yah! You want to use that in like extreme situations. You're never going to be proactive with that. But yeah, Matt says get a bigger dog. Yep. Get a bigger dog and put one of those like army vests on it. I have it for Rufus. People will back up if you have like a fucking vest and put like beware of dog SWAT or something. Then you want to impersonate a canine. Frank, I have a physical appointment this week. Is there a copy of the elimination diet I can show him to get his okay due to some of my previous health issues? I didn't create the elimination diet. Elimination diet, I mean, for example, carnivore is just an elimination diet taken all the way to just meat, eggs, and that's it. So what we do is, you know, you can take the elimination diet as far as you need to, depending on your autoimmune response and your issues. If you don't have if you have like joint pain and migraines and skin issues and all that stuff, you want to do a complete hardcore. You really want to go and max it out. But for a lot of people, you want to kind of keep on adjusting. You keep on tweaking. So your elimination diet is really something that you customize and you stay on all the time because you're always tweaking and adjusting and observing how foods react, and you kind of fine tune as you go through your life. So you can probably Google it and find some kind of like fundamental structure. I mean, inside the kitchen, we have the elimination diet, the nutrition jumpstart and things like that. So you can show your doctor that. Let's see. Where was my? Just saw another question. Where was the? Oh, I saw the one. What'd you say? Rihanna said, I'm trying to find the question. Or the thing. You said it was magnesium sulfate. So I would recommend at night, magnesium malate is better for muscles, and magnesium glycinate. Or for sleep, magnesium threonate. There's different types of magnesium you'll react differently. So maybe a different change of magnesium will absorb better for you. Magnesium threonate is said to be really great for sleep. The kinds of magnesium I usually take with my electrolytes are magnesium malate or magnesium glycinate. All right, a couple more questions. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Keith, Papa Swolio, I'm one of those in the group whose family eats the traditional American processed diet. I keep showing and leading by example, but not one person has budged. I want the best for my kids and spouse. Oh, so like your real family, not like your parents or people like in your house? Well, you're the head of the household, are you not? Yeah, let's get America there for you. America! Fuck yeah! Have you had this conversation? Here's the thing. If you and your spouse are not on the same page, it's not going to work. For your kids, it's not going to work. You have to be on the same page because then it's hypocrisy. You're like, well, mom doesn't do that. Don't forget, these foods are highly addictive. So your kids are addicted. Your wife's addicted. They're addicted. It's hard. I can't imagine. But you have to be on the same page. If you want your kids to be healthy, I mean, your spouse should be on the same fucking page for that. That's for sure. A lot of people don't want to believe it. They're addicted. They don't want to believe that they've been doing something wrong. They don't want to like feel that kind of self-shame, like, oh, I shouldn't have been feeding this, blah, blah. Woe is me. They'd rather just chalk it up to, oh, well, everyone else eats this way. You only live once. I don't have time, blah, blah, blah. People want to keep on making excuses because they don't want to. They're scared of the impact. And if they just ignore it and block it out, then, right? You know, la, 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 you can't hurt me. If it's not sitting there, if it's not sitting in front of their face, then they don't see they don't have the urgency. So, maybe we can get a little more detail than that. Let's see. Is this, yeah, Sleepy Ninja, you were the one asking. I have a German Shepherd. It has helped now that he is bigger, but it was really worrying. I will look into a concealed carry. Thank you. Well, where do you live? Where do you live? Also, it's, I mean, that dog training or getting your dog trained is expensive. Like, it's going to be in the thousands of dollars if you have your dog trained to attack. And but you can get a German Shepherd. Those dogs are so fucking smart. Like Rufus, smart as shit. He is super smart. He's sleeping right now. But if you have an intelligent dog that could be trained, like German Shepherds are brilliant animals. So yeah, it's definitely going to help that he's bigger. Conceal carry if you can. I mean, remember, that's like an emergency situation, but if someone's following you and they close the distance, it's really hard, even if you're very well trained, to not only to recognize the threat, to not lock up, to draw your firearm, and then you have to assess the situation. You have to make sure that there's no like children behind this person or whatever's happening. If they're really a threat, if they're coming up on you, what the laws are in your state, because if you fire on, like, you can be liable regardless. Like, there's a lot of shit. It's so fucked up how many layers of like bullshit there are in this country in some states to protect yourself. So you have to go through all of that. But anyone that's carrying a concealed carry, you should have that and a fixed blade, and also know how to use it. It's a lot to bite off, but you can get started. It'll make you. And here's the thing: there's a great piece of advice. Don't bring your firearm anywhere that you wouldn't go without it. So, for example, if you're like, oh my God, I'm going to this place, like, I'm not going there unless I bring my gun. It's like, then don't go there. That's a great rule of thumb. It's like, don't fucking go. If you wouldn't go somewhere without your firearm, don't go somewhere with it. And that's one of the best pieces of advice that I've ever heard. So it's like, don't like, oh, this is a dangerous spot, let me bring my gun. It's like, then don't fucking go to the dangerous place. You want it just in case. Like the supermarket, would you go without it? Yeah, but shit happens. We know sometimes people go nuts and shoot up a place. The movies or the mall, would you go there without it? Yeah, you would. And you probably feel safe. Personally, I don't really feel safe anywhere unless I have it. But in other words, like psychologically, like, would you go to the mall without it? Like, yeah, I can conceivably go to a mall without, my firearm, but would I? No. So don't go to like a dangerous place and think like, oh, I'm bringing my gun, I'll be safe. It's like, that's not how it works. And Tyler, do you receive pictures in the mail more like a fan mail? No, I don't. I don't give out P.O. box or anything like that, so I wouldn't get it. Send a picture. Post it up. Tag us. Post it up in the group. For sure. Maybe in the future, maybe I'll move it or move the P.O. box. Matt, let's see. Almost done here. Papa Swolio, how often do you use the TheraBar? Is it something to use as needed, or should I use a few sets every day? Well, if you have issues, you want to use it more frequently. But as the pain goes away and discomfort, you can use it. Like, it's a great thing to do 1 or 2 sets of. You do 10, 15, 20 reps, get a burn on the right side, get a burn on the left side, do the eccentrics before an arm day. So before I do club or mace, like I'll do like a set or 2. I just have it laying there. You go like, bust out 10, listen to some music or whatever, and, checking something, looking at your phone or scrolling or whatever, do a couple sets. So if you're trying to build it up, just do a couple sets before you warm up. Keith, this is with the spouse and the kids. I have, and she agrees, but doesn't change. Well, that doesn't help, right? It's like, that doesn't help. So she's addicted to these foods. If she agrees, well, then she doesn't agree. It's about action. You got to get rid of all that shit in your house. You're leading by example. Are you disciplined, or are you slacking and kind of cheating? And be honest. Drop that in the comments. That's important. Because if you're like, we shouldn't be eating this stuff, but you're kind of eating it sometimes, it's hypocritical. It really is. And that's why we did this recently. Someone said like, oh, I eat really healthy in this, and sometimes I kind of, fall off, but I get back on. It's like, if you're showing intermittent commitment and intermittent discipline, then everyone else is going to be like, well, it's okay to do this and intermittently, especially kids and everyone else around you. If you are focused on what you're doing, people are going to see the difference. They're going to see the changes. And if you are uncompromising in your approach to this, and it doesn't mean you have to be an asshole, doesn't mean you have to you're not going to hate your life. I love the things that I do, but people know that I eat these foods. I'm not going to eat other foods. I'm not going to do these certain things. people have to be okay with it or they're not okay with it. And guess what? It doesn't matter if they're not okay with it. If it's your family, it's more important because that's in your inner circle. But for me, if it's like not in my immediate vicinity, it's like, I don't care what people think. I'm going to do the things that I need to do for me. And that's that. And what's better for my family. Hashtag 39 years of gains. Yeah. Ask Papa Swolio live on a Sunday, America. So, Scott Crawford, Papa Swolio, how do I get sleep when I work second shift and I have 2 kids? I get off at 2. It's like 2 a.m. So that's second shift that ends late. I mean, all shifts are kind of different, right? But third shift will be like overnight, right? I get off at 2, but don't get to bed till 3:30, then get back up at 9:30 or even before that time. You didn't give any like AM or PM, but I'm assuming it's, do I find a new job, take a nap? Naps are good. You can take a 10, 15 minute or 20 minute nap. You lay down your back, put your feet up. It'll help you fall asleep faster. A nap doesn't replace quality sleep. So humans have a natural circadian rhythm that gets interrupted by these kinds of schedules, blue light, all these different things. So it's very important to get morning sunlight, evening sunlight. It sets a circadian rhythm. Of course, that changes in terms of like time of year and stuff like that, where you live. But it's important to have those markers. So you said, do I find a new job? I mean, if you're asking that question, you know, here's the thing, Scott, life's about choices and options. Do you have optionality? Do you have the option to find something else? Have you looked? You might find something better. Here's the thing. A lot of people, and you could drop this in the comments. We've seen this in Swole fan posts when members say that remember we had one, what's it, this past week? I forget who it was. So apologies for that, but I don't remember what happened yesterday for the most part. Remember, I'm 39, so my memory's failing. Memory's failing.
Boom shakalaka!
You know how it is.
Come on, man.
Speaking of memory failing, get it? We had another member who, you can take a pay cut and change your schedule and it'll change your life. Once you change and you realize, you'll think better, you'll feel better. Everything will, a lot of times you realize, oh, that's not the most important thing. Your sanity is more important. And I've worked shitty hours before. Scott, you don't realize how much it's fucking up the way your brain functions and your mood until you actually correct it. So anyone else that has experience doing night shift and getting off it, just drop in the comments. You don't realize, again, this is like dealing with chronic inflammation, but you're used to it. You always have pain, so you don't notice that you have pain. You're always feeling groggy and under the weather and always sleep deprived, and you're always off schedule, so you're just used to feeling that way. Once you're off it, you're like, oh my God, how the fuck? If you change your job, if you have that option, you're like, how the fuck did I do that for so long? I wish I did this sooner. And guess what? Or you go back. There's no shortage of shitty shifts available. There's no shortage of jobs available. No one wants to work anymore. But, if you're asking me, do I find a new job? Just make sure you keep options. If you have kids and stuff, then you don't want to be like, oh, I quit. I don't know what your finances are like. You don't have to get into that here, but there's no harm if you have options. If you're in a kind of position where you have options like that, why not? Why not? Even more than that, Nick, within 4 or 5 feet, a knife is more lethal than a gun. Oh, it's like 20 feet, 30 feet. It's more than that. I mean, within 4 or 5 feet, yeah, a knife, but closing the gap. A lot of people think 30, 20 feet, because look, if you're trained military or police, you can get that up and still you have to be accurate. So it's not just you can be, someone's running at you full speed with a knife, 20 or 30 feet. That's not that fucking far. And plus, once you shoot them, that's assuming that you hit them. And don't shoot them in the fucking leg. That doesn't work. Center mass. You're unloading a clip. You might miss half those shots. It's hard enough to hit a target at a range accurately, let alone someone that's moving in the heat of the moment, in panic, in like this environment. You might still shoot them and then they still might fucking get you. So it's not It's a lot more than that. You can look up YouTube videos of like how quickly you can close the gap. A lot of times with the sprinting, people can't even draw or get it accurately. Exactly. Speed kill. Yeah. Many think they can draw until it's time to draw. Facts. That's why you got to practice it so it's second nature. You can never practice enough. I need to practice more. Everyone does. Target doesn't even allow. What do you mean Target? Like the store? Oh. That's what they said. Oh, I was at Target a couple weeks ago. That's why it's called concealed. I'm not going to a fucking Target without carrying. Are you kidding me? All right. Let's see. Frank, lots of training involved. I have a carry license and I carry a knife at all times. Pistols last resort, and I train at least once a month on range and read and watch training videos regularly. Yeah. I mean, it really should be. I mean, I really keep meaning to go like every week, but yeah, you should go regularly. All right, where are we? I know I'm kind of back on the questions. Let's see. Green-eyed bandito. Pop, I have crazy dreams. I do not like any supplements you know that can suppress them. I don't know about that. It could be something that you're eating. What's your nutrition like? There's a lot of foods that can cause fucked up dreams for sure. Let's see, Aaron, I stopped buying any junk to keep it out of the house. I still have some stuff outside the house, but why keep temptation or addiction in the house? Yep. You wouldn't keep alcohol in the house if you're an alcoholic. Aaron says, let's see, find a new job if you can. Quality sleep is essential. And I agree with this too. Matthew says, bro, if you're asking, then you already want to find one. If you're asking, should I find a new job? That's something that you want to push on a little bit. If you were like, I love my fucking job. I've been doing this for so long. I love this fucking place and what I'm doing. You wouldn't say like, hey, should I find a new job? You'd be asking like, how can I do this? I love my job. It's fucking great here. Everything's wonderful. If you're suggesting that, then there's something deeper there. Like your body's probably like, yo, this is not, it's telling you so. All right, Jason, I have kids. I change my schedule to get up at 4 a.m. so I can go to the fucking gym while the kiddos are sleeping. I just go to bed earlier. I forget what this is in response to. Let's see. Scott following up. I know this shit is rough. Waking up puffy. Yeah, if you're in, yeah, you're just chronically sleep deprived, and that's one of the top things that's going to cause heart disease and cancer and Alzheimer's and all these problems. If you really want to learn the importance of sleep, check out the book Why We Sleep by Matt Walker. Listen to his podcast. I think he's been on Joe Rogan once or twice, Matt Walker. I think he also has a sleep podcast. Andrew Huberman talks a lot about sleep. Once you learn, for me, this is the way I work. I need to gather information. My habits, I'm not going to change my habits unless I look into shit and be like, oh my God, that's really bad. That's really good. And then I change the habits because I'm like, I'm going to do the shit that's going to be better. So just saying like, oh, I should do this. There's no weight behind it. So if there's something that I know I should be doing, like sleep, like, hey, I want to get better sleep. I'm going to learn more about sleep and hear these fucking things are in my head. Like, oh shit, I didn't realize I was having chronic brain inflammation while you're awake. And sleep is when your body is when your inflammation, your brain actually decreases. And yeah, it's fucking frightening when you realize, holy shit, I'm going to obsessively get sleep every night. People worry about their training and their nutrition and they don't worry about their sleep. Sleep should be coming number one. So you can't function one night. You could barely function one night without sleep. You can go a couple days without water. You can go a few weeks without food. No sleep, you're fucked. Loretta, until you leave a bad job, you have no idea how much it fucks you up. Indeed. Josh, once I got off second shift and work days, made things a lot better. Let's see. Aaron, I quit a good job because it was night shift. Feel worlds better. And it wasn't a good job, was it? But I know what you mean. Matt the Great, been on midnights for almost 9 years. Your diet and training has to be on point to minimize the negative effects. It can be hard at times. Yeah, in terms of the training, but health, like there's no replacement. It's different than the training. Like, yeah, imagine, Matt, if you were on a regular schedule, it'd be even a lot more benefits. James says, cut your losses and get out. 30 years of sleep deprivation and divorce, it's not worth it. Let's see. Yeah, that's the biggest reason. People that always, scream in the streets about like the police, brutality. The police shot this guy. He only had a knife and they shot him 12 times. They don't understand what these types of interactions are like. They have no fucking idea. It's always these libtards that are always anti-gun. And of course, they have no fucking idea. It's like me talking about like football. It's like, I don't play football. You talk so much about shit that you have no fucking idea about. Yeah. Aaron says, there's a reason police use deadly force against people with a knife or bat. Close that distance fast as fuck. Yeah. If someone's chasing you with a knife, you unload the entire clip. Like, oh my God, he shot him 12 times. Yeah, because you probably missed 9. And if you hit all 12, fine. You want to stop the threat. It's not about killing the person, it's about stopping the threat. A leg ain't going to do it. An arm ain't going to do it. A shoulder ain't going to do it. Center mass might not even do it. You can shoot someone, it can go right through and miss their lungs, miss their heart, miss their spinal cord, and they keep on going, like, and they keep on moving. It's insane. People don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Let's see. Rihanna, yeah, working graveyard for 8 years, it will fuck with you. Yeah, a lot of people do night shift because of the pay, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I will say this from personal experience. We'll end with that. So that was the last question. I appreciate all the questions. I used to work 4-day weeks, Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 11:30 at night. Commute was about half an hour each way. Plus traffic in the morning was insane. So I'd have to leave at like 6 o'clock at the latest. How much sleep was I getting? Get home at midnight, a little bit after 12:30, 1 o'clock, getting up at getting 5 hours of sleep a night. It was awful. It was awful. I was fucking blasted, exhausted. I was barely functioning. I was sleeping like every time I had a break between classes. I was teaching. It was fucking sleeping. I would lock the door in the classroom, put down a mat and fucking sleep. And it was awful. I lost a lot of muscle mass. I got lean. I mean, I shifted because I was like, I wanted to maintain like my physique, but I just couldn't eat and train the way I was. So it was awful. No, it's 17 and a half hours. That's 17 and a half, son. 12, 7, 7, 4, 12, 4, 16. I forget what it comes out to. What it did come out to. 7 to 7 is 12. And then, so 16 and a half. I think I counted the commute. 16 and a half, 17 and a half. Yeah, 16 and a half, 17. It doesn't matter. It's fucking insane. So after I was done on Thursday, Friday was a wash. I was exhausted, passed out. It was just, Friday was non-functional. Saturday, you're like, okay, you kind of get your shit together and like, you're awake or whatever, but you're trying to like, whatever. And then Sunday, you're finally starting to feel a little bit slightly recovered. And then Monday again. It's awful. It was terrible. It's not worth it. At the time, made great money, overtime, double over. It was insane. The money was insane. Made terrible decisions. Couldn't care for my health. It wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it. Not worth it. It's not fucking worth it. All right, Swole card time. 39 years of gains. Reminder, before we give away this Swole card, make sure that you are checking out swolenormousx.com/birthday. Join the fam today. Get some savings. Passing my age on to you. Passing my birthday. We all get yoked. You're going to get yoked. I'm going to get yoked. You get swole. And you get swole. And you get swole. And you get swole. Swole pro over here. Everyone gets swole. So this week only, swolenormousx.com/birthday. Also, not only that, we have an accountability meeting tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time. Back to work, fam. Start your day off with the fam in the greatest way possible. We have amazing releases. We have a big week. We got a roundtable coming up. We got overtime coming up. We have a lot of releases tomorrow. And plus we have P3S4. We'll talk all about it tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, Monday, August 8th, 12 noon Eastern time. All right, be there, Beaches. Now, let's give away today's Swole card. Some of you are like, I'm not 39, but you're going to win this Swole card. All right, whatever. It's all good. Did we miss one? We missed one. One more time. Falcon, pick me a winner this time. One more time. Scrolling. Yes, indeed. Jennifer Strong. Congratulations.
Congratulations!
All right. Congratulations. Fantastic. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swolecard 2284 in the subject and your mailing address in the body of the email. Congratulations, some gorillas. I would like to be strong as well. I would like to be strong as well. Fam, thank you so much for being here. Let's fucking nut this beesh. Congratulations. We'll take some soundboard requests. 39 years of gains. And guess what? Tomorrow, we give away a mystery Swole card in our accountability meeting. Tomorrow, we always give away a mystery Swole card in the accountability meeting. So be there at 12 noon Eastern time. Join the fam today. Let's get a little Mr. Strickland.
Mr. Strickland!
The more you hate me.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
The more you hate me, the more gains you will make. It's bangs. Why, thank you so much. Thank you for streaming. We stream every day. Always a live stream. It's just what we do. There's old Tainted Man. Aww. Just another day in the Swole hole. It's my birthday, but I had a steak yesterday. Gonna make gains today, made gains yesterday. Special day. Special day to make some gains with the fam. Thank you.
Come on, man.
Inconceivable!
Another example of cake gender would be if someone feels like they have different layers or flavors to their particular gender.
You're welcome, Dan. Everyone, you're all welcome. Thank you very much for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. Appreciate it. Good wind. Making gains, taking names. Thank you so much. Thank you. Part 2 coming.
And my existence, while grotesque and incomprehensible to you, saves lives.
Thank you, by the way, Rufus. Thank you for not shitting in my nose holes today. We're always here, fam. We're always here to help you stay focused. 7 pillars, baby. Now, I'm just seeing some edits on the new Swolenormous apparel over there at papaswolio.com. It's going to be fucking lit. It's going to be lit. The new drops are epic.
There's Tiny Tuck, Typical Tuck, Total Tuck, and the Tyrannical Tuck.
Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Boys have a penis, girls have vagina.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn!
Very nice. Very nice little golf clap.
Pickles.
Fam, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Make sure you share the podcast. Leave us a review, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you bang your ear holes. I hope you got a lot of great questions answered. Some good ones today, and I appreciate it. And of course, we answer questions every single day during the Knowledge Cock portion of the show. So make sure, and also tomorrow's the accountability meeting, but it's also a private member Q&A. So if you have a question, that you didn't get answered today, and you're a member, tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern time, you can ask during the accountability meeting. Happy to answer. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I will go and eat a steak. I'll make some gains, and we'll continue this conversation in the Swole Fam Telegram chat. Thanks for being here. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose. Your boy, Papa Swolio. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint, yeah. What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my